أما بعد. Brothers and sisters, on الصراط المستقيم. In the course of gaining consciousness of Allah's power, in a direction that gains us the taqwa that is required, we will press on with the consideration of our historical self. Recognizing that those who have come before us are responsible for what they did, and we today are responsible for what we do. We are not going to be held accountable for their deeds. No one is going to question us for their decisions, and they themselves are not going to be held accountable for our deeds or our decisions. This is in compliance with the understanding of the ayah, تِلْكَ أُمَّةٌ قَدْ خَلَتْ لَهَا مَا كَسَبَتْ وَلَكُمْ مَا كَسَبْتُمْ وَلَا تُسْأَلُونَ عَمَّا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. That was an ummah that has preceded. To its advantage or gain is what it did in accordance and compliance with Allah, and to you what you gain once you are in accordance and compliance with Allah, and you will not be held responsible for what they did. Understanding this fact, we continue to learn from ourselves. We spoke at length for scores of weeks now about the first generation of Muslims, their mistakes as well as their correct ijtihads, and we have reached the point in time when we realize that we are expressing symptoms of a political failure, not because of the political leadership that we have, but because of the public sentiment that we had. We realized that it is not easy to live through internal clashes, civil strife, Muslims killing other Muslims. This is not easy. To learn from. It is not easy to recall But these are the facts that we have to understand so that we don't fall into the same mistakes once again. And this is also in accordance with understanding Allah when He says to us, قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ فَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ. Allah here in this ayah is telling us that you have been preceded by other nations. That being the case, you are required to go into areas, lands, territories of these nations, and then to consider what happened to those who were accusatory against Allah, who were defying the truth of Allah, or falsifying Allah and the facts from Him. قَدْ خَلَتْ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ فَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَانظُرُوا كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ. As we move with these divine meanings in times that have passed, and as we continue our journey in that particular time frame to consider what materialized, what happened, that we may gauge through the word of Allah and through the work of His messenger. We spoke about the social condition of the people in Iraq who showed signs of failing to obey their leader, Imam Ali. And their leader understood their condition. In one of the correspondence between Imam Ali in Kufa, in Al-Kufa, and Abdullah ibn Abbas in Al-Basra, after the encounter at Al-Jamal, Ibn Abbas complains to Ibn Abi Talib the public attitude that there is still this, what was called at the time Uthmaniyah, in the public mind.